My name is Danne Ojeda. I am a transdisciplinary producer. I work in the fields of visual art, design, and theory. I'm originally Cuban, working and living in Singapore and in the Netherlands. And here I am presenting the work Vanitas, which is a series inspired in the 17th century Dutch paintings, also called vanitas. And vanitas used to represent the transience of life, as the memento mori phrase will say, remember to die. I really like that statement, or remember you must die. So in these paintings there are usually a series of items that are perishable, but most importantly to my series there is always a skull near a book. And I was always thinking what would be to do a contemporary vanitas, and I had to mix these both metaphors together, the book and the skull, as a representation of how perhaps human knowledge transcends human nature. So I undergone a series of MRI as I was working in a young technological university in a team of researchers together with a specialist of magnetic imaging resonance. And later on I represented my skull and the layers of MRIs in order to construct a sculpture that will derive from these original Vanitas Dutch paintings. So here you see the process. There is the 3D printed skull together with some representations of the programming, the picturing of all these layerings, and then the skull. And secondly, the two pieces that derive from the series, the most important one being the book as a skull. It was important to me that the painting will transform and somehow be represented in a sculpture. So you have this book that is full of the layers of my MRI debossed in the book. So the sculpture is just paper, materiality. And this is very much related with my interest in doing books as objects. So books that will somehow speak based on their materiality, their form, even beyond the text that they might carry. I see this as an extension of my own writing, and is in this environment where the notion of authorship is represented, so to speak. And last but not least, there's the series of the books with the MRI printed, where you will also see another representation of the vanitas. In this specific case, it was important to me that the book had the characteristics, the size of my own skull. And because of this, it was very difficult to create that piece, because it was exceeding the technological mechanisms to really make a book in a serial. So it was manually done in the Netherlands thanks to a specialist in the printing and binding area. Being here, it's quite an experience because you, of course, get to interact, relate, exchange with colleagues from the area. It's also very important space, and especially the theme of the biennial being arts and engineering, and being a homage to Leonardo da Vinci, who also paid a lot of attention to the nature of things, to the inner part of reality, to study drawing the human nature and see how this inner part will shape and alter reality. And my work relates humbly to that.